It's freaking wild. Has anybody played around with ChatGPT? I know I asked you this before, okay. So I know my first experience with ChatGPT was like, holy shit, we're screwed. Has anybody else like felt the same way? Okay. So AI is like obviously a trending topic. It's not going anywhere. I think we can all agree on that. And I think AI isn't going to replace us. But the agents that do know how to use AI, or business owners that do know how to use AI, are going to replace the business owners that don't. Okay? It's scary, but it's the truth. Like, if somebody's working with this super intelligent computer and you're not, they probably have an edge on you, right? Now, it's all new. People are figuring out, the experts are figuring it out. But if you're an early adopter and you start experimenting a little bit, I know for me, just like comparing it to social media, right? If you put up videos, if you shot videos 8 years ago, you were like a pioneer. And guess what? The early mover got the advantage. So same thing with AI. Our next speaker, again, I picked him up from JFK this morning. He flew in from Miami. He has his service dog with him. The service dog, Ernie, might be accompanying him on stage. But if you watch any of his stuff lately, you'll see some exciting stuff that he's been doing. So without further ado, I bring up Dan Oneil. Can I actually? Can I get another mic? Thanks.
I'm loud enough. I might not need a mic.
You might not need it. You are pretty loud.
Yeah, I mean, can you guys hear me? I don't think I need the mic. I don't think I need the mic. I'm pretty loud. Can you guys hear me? Am I loud enough? No? All right. All right. Sean said not to curse, so I'm gonna make sure I don't curse. How you guys doing? This is my first time back in Long Island in 3 months, and I'm not gonna lie, I just faced about 4 slices of pizza from Gino's, and I officially miss it. So before anyone chirps me for being a little bit overweight, that's from Gino's. Thank you guys so much for inviting me. Thank you, Eric, for inviting me and bringing me out of Miami to this 60-degree, dark, gloomy weather. Really, really appreciate it. I'm just kidding. It's an honor to be here, and I'm super, super excited to share some of the stuff with you guys. And so, the reason that I got into AI, as many of you know, there's stuff like drop shipping or Amazon storefronts or e-commerce. Down in Miami, like everyone has a rented, like a Ventador, and nobody has a job. It's just like, oh yeah, I do this, I do that. It's like, oh really, okay. But the reason that I got into AI and the reason that I chose to spend time on it was because I needed help. I was really burnt out, I was miserable, truthfully. I looked like I had Willie Pabst disease. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I was about 130 pounds. I'm 185 right now, just for the record. And I was burnt out, I was tired, and I was just kind of blaming myself for everything. I was working, I would want to say 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. I didn't see my friends. Manny could tell you, other people in this room could tell you, I was just not myself. And I didn't know how to get back to it. I lost my personality. My family was beyond mad at me. I mean, my mom still is always mad at me. It's a Sicilian thing, but she'll never be happy, I don't think. But with that, you know, I could have done a better job communicating. I could have done a better job showing up. But I was just so focused on work, or what I thought was work, and keeping myself busy. But I was just doing the same thing every single day. I was doing all the admin work. I was in my follow-up boss for no reason for 3 hours. I was basically doing work that probably, no offense to anybody in here, was like a $5 an hour activity, as opposed to doing this kind of stuff and networking and doing what I'm best at, which is talking to people, building relationships, helping buyers and sellers, helping other agents. And I didn't know how to get out of it, right? There's sometimes where you're stuck in a situation and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I had a mentor of mine that, I mean, I would have done anything at this point. I would have, thrown garbage in a garbage truck, which nothing against that by any means, but he turned me on to ChatGPT. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, I am 127 pounds. I am miserable. What is ChatGPT gonna do for me? Except for tell me that I'm an idiot. So at that point though, I had no other choice. And I was just kind of like, whatever, fine. So I started to play around with it, and he started to give me a couple of different prompts, and he started to show me how it could actually help, not only just my business, not only just automate things for me, not only just Hi, Mom, I'm on stage. Can I call you back? Okay, love you, bye. See, she's still so annoying. Anyway, I love her to death. But so he started to show me these things, right? He started to show me how I could use it as a personal trainer, right? Like, how many in here don't go to the gym for some odd reason? Maybe because you have anxiety, maybe because you don't know where to get started, maybe because you have a bad shoulder like me. You can make excuses after excuses, right? My ex-girlfriend goes to the gym, I don't want to go there. So what I started to do is I started to build out these custom GPTs, as you can probably not really read right here, as if I were like a billionaire. So if I were a billionaire, I would pay a lot of money for Kendall Toole to be my personal trainer, if you know who that is. Not because of her looks, but because she's good at what she does. I even went as far as used it for cognitive behavioral therapy, because if I saw a real therapist, I would lie my ass off, because if I told them the truth or her the truth, I'd be thrown in jail for sure. And I would only see them once a week too, and I mean, we need one every single day. So I created someone named Dr. Gabor Mate, and what I did was I found all the research that I possibly could on that person, and I created him myself. And I would actually talk to it, as insane as that sounds. But it helped, because I didn't have to lie. I didn't have to, I could tell it the truth. And it didn't judge me, which was nice, I think. So between building out a nutritionist, between building out a trainer, finally getting in the gym, telling it all the different excuses that were in my head, that's how it all started. Was I didn't build this as a business. I didn't do this to help even real estate. I did it to help my mental, and I did it to help myself. And so now, fast forward about a year, it's helped me a ton. Again, as you can tell from my weight, from my mental, from even the way that I'm talking right now, I'm sure you guys could all probably tell if you've seen me speak before, I haven't dropped an F-bomb, and it's been like 4 minutes. So I used it as an objection handling machine. And then I started taking it even further and further, and I realized, oh my God, this isn't going to replace us. It might replace the person that's at Smith Haven Mall with the sushi line. I did see a robot there. Whoever works at Smith Haven Mall doing the sushi, you're cooked. But it's not here to replace us. It's here so that way we can replicate ourselves. We can replicate our own brain. How many in here right now are using ChatGPT, to rewrite a listing description? Very good. How many people are using it to automate your emails and send out automatic emails through Follow Up Boss or other systems? Hell yeah. 2, hell yeah. How many people are using it to run your seller's disc profile and figure out how to communicate to them what they like, what they don't like, and why they are the way that they are? Really?
Say that one more time.
You have disc profiles on like your clients?
I use ChatGPT for everything nowadays. I feel like it's just the most helpful thing that has helped me a lot.
I didn't pay him, I swear to God. With that, are you using it to pull people's disc personalities, right? Disc personalities, like they're the reason that they are the way that they are?
Explain to people what's disc personality. Yeah.
Sorry. Disc personality is essentially a way of measuring why people behave the way that they are. So Sean Manning, for example, if he's even still in the room, did he leave for my speech? Is this guy kidding me? No, wait, he left for real? Wow, fuck. How about that, Elena? Fuck. He's gone, so I can curse. That's crazy. I quit. But so Sean, for example, is a DI on the disc chart, the same way that I am, right? So that means that he's a dominant or driver and an influencer. I ran Eric's profile. Eric is somewhere in here, and Eric is an I. So the reason that you run these profiles and what this essentially means is like you're figuring out why people behave the way that they do, and you're figuring out how they like to be communicated to. Some people are visual learners. Some people are high level, like a DI, like myself and Sean, where they just want, like, tell me how this impacts me, and that's it. I don't care about anything else. So for example, really quick, where's Mr. Eric Braun? Did he leave too? Did he actually leave? Where's Eric? This is a joke? No, I'm kidding. Did everybody leave? Oh my God. Oh man. You guys dragged me up here and everyone leaves? A good thing I did Nicole, so here we go. Actually, you know what, Jose, I have you. Where's Jose Padro? Okay, thank God. Thank God, dude. Thank you, buddy. All right, so Jose, you tell me if this is true. This took me, by the way, 1 second. So imagine having, there's Eric. Imagine having something where anytime that you have a Zoom meeting, anytime you have a client meeting, anything, you know everything about this person. So you know you have the FBI agent in your phone? Golf club, golf club, golf club. I'm gonna start getting advertisements for golf clubs in about a half hour on Instagram. You have an ankle bracelet, essentially, that is listening to you at all times. That is your phone. And so this data that I have, that I put into ChatGPT, is exactly that. So Jose, I need you to participate here a little bit, all right? I know you're loud anyway, ya tu sabe. So this took me 1 second. I just clicked the button. Ready? Jose Padro, you are a motivator. You're an eye on the disc chart, which means you're energetic, casual, and adaptable. Right? When talking to you, how to communicate to you, be flexible, I don't know how to read that word, and casual in your communication. Do send visual aids like graphics, charts, and images, and keep the energy light with jokes or an upbeat attitude. Okay? What you don't want to do is, so imagine again, you have this when you're pitching somebody. What you don't want to do is overfill the call with lots of analysis and data before setting the high level vision. It'll probably bore the shit out of you. I concur, Sean's not here. Right? Don't focus on details at the start. Start with a strong connection. So now again, keep in mind, this is connected to my Zoom. I'm trying to sell him something. I already manipulated you, whether you're on Hinge, whether you're a buyer, whether you're a seller. I know exactly how to communicate to you. Your behavior. You love thinking out loud. Yeah, you do. You love creating a high energy work environment. I see you on Instagram, brother. Yeah, that's true. You love prioritizing innovation and excitement above stability and security. He's nodding his head. This goes on and on and on. It tells me how to communicate to you. It tells me how to, if I wanted to sell you on something, share interesting stories, send a reminder the day before, be flexible about timing. What energizes you is adventure, fun and excitement, and social energy. That took me 1 second. I use this on Hinge, I use it everywhere. I swear to God. It even tells me what you don't like. What you don't like is spending too much time alone. That is so true. I've never seen you alone in my life, ever. Like, feeling micromanaged and feeling stuck in the same place. So all of these things now I have on everybody. Nicole Schwartz, I'm gonna do you next, really quick. Actually, I'm gonna do John Stanton. There he is. John Stanton, you're a DI driver. So when communicating to you, communicate in a quick, decisive manner, focusing on instinctual feelings over straight facts. You're not a facts guy, brother. Speak with high energy and answer questions directly and use an energetic, assertive tone. Don't give in-depth product description without explaining the bottom line impact. This goes on, by the way. I wish I could share on my screen, but I have to go back there to show you guys. This goes on for days. And then what I can do is now I put that disc profile into my ChatGPT as if you were a seller. And for example, I'm gonna do a magic trick here on Nicole. You ready for a magic trick?
Ready.
This is kind of creepy. And the premise of this, and I'm showing you guys this quick demo, is because this is all ChatGPT. So imagine Nicole is my seller, right? And I probably wouldn't do this to her because it's a little bit creepy, but me just even knowing it is gonna allow me to sell her and communicate to her in a way that's gonna land, as opposed to maybe me giving her visual aids when she's not a visual learner, or maybe communicating too much when she just wants how this is gonna help her. So Nicole, I'm gonna manipulate you here, sorry. Ernie, he's used to it. That's why my dog's barking. He's heard this way too many times. I'm not kidding. Okay, ready? Nicole. 1 second, sorry. This thing's got a lot on Nicole, my God. This is crazy. Okay. Here we go. All right, Nicole. Actually, I'm gonna do Eric first. Eric, where are you? 5 psychological facts that only you would know about yourself. You prefer control, even when you're unfamiliar with it. Eric will try to take the reins during a demo, even if he doesn't fully understand how the product works. This behavior shows a deep-rooted need for autonomy and decisiveness, and he'd rather learn by doing than by watching. 100%. You hate small talk and wasted time. Whether it's a demo, a sales call, or a team meeting, Eric wants you to skip the pleasantries and get straight to the point. He has no patience for fluff and deeply respects people who value his time. Yes. 2 for 2. You value clarity over consensus. Eric is motivated by action, clarity, and results, not by group thinking or over-analysis. If you want to influence him, you must be direct, assertive, and quick to adjust based on his feedback. All right, and he's 3 for 3. The point of this is, imagine every time you had a Zoom. What? Oh, okay, I didn't know how much time I have. There's not a timer here. He leads with urgency and expects the same. Meetings should be short, goal-focused, and clearly tied to next steps. If you waste time or seem unprepared, you'll lose his respect immediately. He appreciates when others take initiative and prepare before the meeting starts. 4 for 4, for whoever's counting. Number 5, you're intolerant of weak follow-through. Once Eric commits, he moves fast. But if you drag your feet, overcomplicate the process, or second-guess his decisions, He will cut the interaction short. He's the type to ghost unqualified collaborators and aggressively pursue the ones who get it. So, all of these things, right? Like maybe you don't have to go that deep into your seller or buyer, but now what I can do is, anytime I'm going on a listing pitch, I can put my seller's information in there. I can run a CMA in, I don't know, probably 10 seconds, and now I know, oh wow, maybe I shouldn't waste Eric's time. Let me just get straight to the point. And I can even role play with him, which I'm gonna show you right now. I need to go back there, so just give me 1 second. Keep your eyes on the screen here, not on me walking behind. I'm about to show you guys the power of ChatGPT. I need somebody in the crowd to give me an address. Somebody shout it out. Of a listing that you have coming soon. I heard $65, that can't be right. 65 what? $65 what? Is that really a street name or are you guys messing with me here? 855 Winter? Okay, hold on, I can't really see that good back here. Can someone tell me when it says Kim on there? Yep, that's Kim, boom. Okay, so first of all, watch how fast this is, ready? Somebody count, how long does a CMA take for you guys? 20 minutes? Somebody say yes, please. Watch how fast this is. Somebody count to 10 Mississippi. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, here's your CMA. Bam. Look at this. I can't read it, it's so far from here. But with that, I'm sure it's telling you the property. I'm sure it's giving you comps right here. Am I right? I'm sure it's probably giving you the next steps, and then it'll also give you all the different, I'm gonna do another one, hold on. I'm gonna do my mother's house. Ready? Putting the mic down. Can you run a CMA on 10 Bobcat Lane, east of Target? If anybody doxes my mother's house, I will find every single one of you in this room. I can't see it from back here, but I would imagine it's probably coming up with some of the information on my mom's house. East of Target, yes sir. I can't read a lick of what it's saying, truly. If it's done right and if I just did it the right way, it comes up with all the different comparables, it comes up with everything. I can't read it from back here, maybe I'll come back. It comes up with everything for you, all the comps. I can't read it from back here still, whatever. Comes up with all the comps, it's with less than 10 seconds. So not only can you run a CMA on the property, not only does it come up with all the features, not only does it save you time from going on geodata. Here we go, look. Days on market 0. My mom hasn't sold that house ever, it's been 30 years. If I had the mouse over here, it would scroll all the way down. You could even see active competitors right here, has all the different addresses, list price, days on market, everything. That just saved you 20 minutes. So now what I can do is, if that wasn't my mother's house, I can put my mother's name into this, right? Thank you for whoever's doing that. Boom. Next step, confirm price. And would you like it to create a CMA for you and send it to your client? So imagine you did 100 of these a day. And imagine it was automated. So you don't even have to touch it. You just put in an address, and granted, you need a little bit of like a human, maybe. Yeah, can you keep scrolling down, Eric? All right, here we go. So I was right, I just couldn't see it. So it gave me all the information on my mother's house, who she hasn't sold or anything since 1988 or I don't even know, whatever. And now it gives me all the comps. 9 Hare Lane, 5 beds, 2 baths, listed at $749. I'm gonna call my mom right now and tell her to sell her house. Recent sales nearby. Pricing strategy, and he gives me a pricing strategy based on square feet. From me walking there and back, that's 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Imagine you did that 30 times a day, and now imagine the more that you talk to it, the more that it gets to know you, the more now that it knows your pricing strategy, and now you can literally just read over it once, and you can just send these out automatically 100 times a day. Instead of me, when I go to send a CMA, I get nervous and I throw it over somebody's, defense. But so between CMAs, between answering your emails, drafting your emails, all of the different, you can even role play. I'm gonna role play real quick. Eric, can you type in the, actually no, we're gonna go back there again. Watch this. I'm gonna pretend Eric is my seller. And I'm gonna role play with Eric. And I'm gonna put it on hard mode. I might fail. No, I'm kidding, I've done this before, excuse me. All right, so ready? Tell me if I'm on the right thing. Won't let me do it. That stinks. Try it on my phone. Essentially what this thing now does is it takes the personality profile from your seller or from wherever you put in there, and it will actually role play as if it were Eric based off their personality profile. So for anyone on your team, you can now start role playing every single day. You can do this in the office, you can do this with your team, you can do this as a lender. The power of ChatGPT is not just to sit there and write listing descriptions and emails. There's so much more to it. You can have, again, a nutritionist. All of these on the left-hand side are all people in different industries that are utilizing it. Whether it be finance, whether it be private equity, whether it be the Ivy, Zach Barata, who's in Huntington, he uses it. It is unbelievable. What it can also do for you too, and this kind of stinks, I don't have my computer up here, but what it can also do for you too is it can create all of your daily KPIs in your business plan. How many people in here have a business plan? That's not enough. That was like 3.5. That's not good. But a lot of people, and I'm guilty of it too back in the day, where I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to write a business plan. I didn't know what to do. I just asked it. I just said, hey, I want to make $500,000 this year in GCI. My average sale price is X. How do I do that? Can you please give me daily KPIs, daily calls, daily content, whatever it may be, and can you make it into a checklist for me every single day? And it will remind you, and it will hold you accountable too. See if I can, oh, here we go. Watch this. Can you please role play with me as if you were, can you role play as if you were Eric? Let's see if this works. Can you please role play with me as if you were Eric Braun, who's this personality? He is an I motivator. Can you please role play with me as if, on hard mode by the way, as if you were the seller for 10 Bobcat Lane, East Setauket, and I am the agent, Dan. Please make this on hard mode and don't give me the answers, just kill me, please.
Let's dance. You're Dan. I'm Eric Braun, this guy motivator. That means I'm high energy, people first, easily distracted, emotional decision maker, optimistic, but not always grounded in logic. I care about the feeling of working with you more than your stats. But since you said hard mode, I'm coming in distracted, non-committal, low trust, and resistant to being sold. Setting, I'm the seller at 10 Bobcat Lane. You're walking into a listing conversation, and I'm giving you attitude wrapped in charm. Dan, hey, thanks for coming by. Honestly, I've had like 4 agents through here this week. My cousin's friend's girlfriend even has her license now. Everyone's promising me the moon.
Good for her.
But I don't know, man. Feels like everybody's reading from the same script, you know? Anyway,
Listen.
take a look around. You'll see it's got that vibe, right? Bobcat Lane is legendary, and I'm in no rush. If I don't get the number I want, I'll just wait. Zillow says it's worth more, and my neighbor sold for way over ask last year, so I'm
This
not.
is really on hard mode, my God.
Oh, and just so we're clear, I don't want open houses every weekend. I've got
What the
friends
fuck?
who can post it on Instagram and probably get more traction than the MLS. So go ahead and press me. Your move, Dan. Push or pull. Earn my trust, reframe my logic, and get me out of my feelings without triggering ego. Do you have more information?
How many fucking-
Add or another aspect of this that I can help you with?
Well, that was a lot. And listen, I totally understand, and I agree with you. Bobcat is a vibe. It's actually where I grew up. Me and my friends are still close to this day, so I totally understand. I'm not going to lie, that was a lot, and I have about 50 people that are staring at me, so I did not catch the entirety of it. However, I did catch that you want to get your number, and if you do not get it, that you're not going to sell, in which I totally understand. The good news for you is, there is not a lot of inventory on the market right now, except for Manny, who just put out 59 Bobcat Lane, where I used to play Manhunt, and I might have had my first beer there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. But with that, our job, between marketing, between the AI that we have that is one of one, the social media presence, and just the ability to have the relationships that we have. I mean, again, I'm sitting in front of 50 real estate agents, maybe 49 if Eric Braun was one, that are now listening to this, that might want to actually either sell your house or they might have a buyer and they want to buy. So I totally understand that you don't want to settle for less. You are ultimately the decision maker. So if I'm not able to get you the number and more that you want, we can take the listing down right away. But I promise you, from growing up in that neighborhood, from doing this 400 times a year in 2 different states, we are qualified for the job, and we are going to get it done for you. Please. You get the point, though, right? Like, this thing's going to keep going. I mean, it's going to...
Okay, I'm nodding, I'm smiling, but here comes the heat because this is hard mode. Dan, you're smooth, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that whole manhunt story, that was cute. But let me ask you this. Everybody tells me they've got buyers. They've got social media, they've got relationships. You all say the same thing. I could literally play real estate bingo with these pitches. And sure, you've got it great, but what makes you different from the other 15 agents who tell me they're the top whatever?
Did the other 15 agents...
I'm not just selling a house. I'm selling my memories, my vibe, my energy. And if I let the wrong person touch that, someone who overpromises, underdelivers, or just treats this like a transaction, I'll regret it forever. So yeah, I hear you. But I feel like you're still trying to sell me. And I don't want to be sold. I want to feel like someone gets it.
Sounds like my
Dan,
ex-girlfriend.
why should I
Jesus
trust
Christ,
you?
my God.
Not just as a realtor, but as the person I'm handing my home to. Come back with something real.
Oh, I got
the
something
pitch,
real for you.
Your spine and your soul. Do you have more information you'd like to add, or another aspect of this that I can help you with?
You don't need to help me one bit, Miss Braun. I totally understand where you're coming from. And listen, the other 15 agents that you brought in, I'm sure they were probably great. I'm looking right now at Nicole Schwartz, I have Elena, I have JP is Key over here, who just won top 20 under 40, Matthias the same. They're all great agents. But you know what separates them and me? I grew up on the street. I played manhunt in your backyard. I drank my first Busch Light in your backyard. So if anybody can sell the vibe or the neighborhood, or if anyone can sell what living on Bobcat means, it's me and my 15 friends that I am still, to this day, best friends with. So I totally understand where you're coming from. I hear you, I empathize with you, and I promise you, as somebody that has sold over 400 homes in the last 2 years, that we are gonna do the absolute best for you. And again, you are the decision maker. So if we get you $1 million, feel free to say no. Feel free to say no. Have me over. Have me over for a Busch Light, and we're good. Give me 2 weeks and let me show you what we can do. My dog is even barking over here. Come on. Right? Like, you're done. So it's still gonna keep going. I gotta like turn this thing off. So, come on, enough. But the point of it is, right, like this thing is giving some serious objections, and it's doing it based off of Eric, if he were the seller, off of his personality type, right? So if I put in maybe Sean, who left, if I put in his, who he's a DI, he might be a little bit more straight to the point. So not only does this help with role playing, not only does this help with Zoom meetings and recruiting and all of the above, but it also helps you stay organized. It also helps you with a business plan. It also helps you in the gym. It helps you with psychology. I use this thing for cognitive behavioral therapy. And I don't even know how much time I have left, but Eric's standing over here, so I'm probably close and pretty done. But I'll tell you how this all started and why I love it so much is because we had, at my old firm, someone named Lauren Kelly. She was 37. Her husband actually passed away suddenly, which is really, really sad. She was having a really tough time, obviously, getting out of bed and going and getting help and seeing a real therapist and all the things. A mentor of mine that I keep referring to, his name is Ryan Coyne. He and myself, we started doing this and we started implementing cognitive behavioral therapy into it, which sounds psychotic, I know. But the reason that we did it was we took her deceased husband, unfortunately, we took his personality profile, we took everything we could find online of him, and we created a ChatGPT bot, right, a custom GPT. Sounds psychotic, I know. But we did it not to cure her, not to help her, not to anything. We just did it so that way she could maybe get out of bed and go see a real therapist and get real help. At first, she was very resistant, of course, right? Why would you want to be talking to ChatGPT? But eventually, she started to use it, and she started to use it even more, and it did sound like him in many ways, right? Or how he sounded. And eventually, her biggest thing was that she wouldn't go into his closet after he passed. She could not go anywhere near it for a year. We gave her this, she started to use it, and she showed up to our sales huddle in September of last year, first time anyone had seen her in 2 years, and she was wearing an overall, blue jean, dress kind of thing. I can't really explain it, I'm not into women's fashion, unless it's for an ex-girlfriend and they're using my credit card. But she showed up in this outfit and everyone was complimenting her and it was awesome. She was, back to herself, and she credited this for helping her get out of bed, going to see a real therapist, And at the sales huddle, she had announced that she actually created a clothing line based off of the clothing that was in his closet for women. And it's now gone viral. It's now one of the most popular. It's like Aritzia. That's the only name I can think of. But she did it because of this. And she credits this for getting her out of bed, for helping her to go get real help. So the reason that I share that story is because it helped me get out of the worst time in my life, I would probably say, when I felt like I didn't have anybody. I felt like an idiot. I felt weird. And I still do feel weird that I'm talking to ChatGPT. But it helped because nobody was judging me. There's nobody behind the screen. There's nobody to look at me and be like, oh my God, this kid needs help. It actually helped me, and it told me and gave me the steps. We all know we need SOPs, right? How many times does somebody say, oh, you need a system for that? Yeah, thanks, dude, I know. How do I do that, right? Or well, where do I start? This actually tells you where to start and how to do it. I need help delegating. My VA doesn't do anything. Okay, well, I know I need help, but how do I do that? This does it for you. So my advice to everybody in here is, I'm not here to sell you anything. This is really just to tell you that it's not here to replace you. It's here to help you, and it's here to clone yourself in a way that you can then use for your team, for your agents, for your buyers, for your sellers, all of the above. So I hope that you guys all don't think I'm a lunatic, but I do hope that you go home and start using ChatGPT and start digging a little bit more into it, because it changed my life. It's changed every single one of these people right here. It's changed all of their lives, and it's going to continue to change lives. It's not here to replace us. So thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. You, buddy. Thank you.